to my channel. I am back with this week's Teen Mom Recap. Before I get started with this week's video, I would love it if you would go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every single week about the newest episode of Teen Mom Family Reunion and Teen Mom The Next Chapter when that is airing. I recap the episodes and make them a lot shorter, sweeter, and funnier. So if that's something you want to watch, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Before I get started with this week's video, I don't know if anyone is looking at this or cares, but my teeth are all pink in the bottom. And that is because I was eating chocolate with pink sprinkles on it, so I know they're pink. It's not lipstick. And one more thing, my voice is kind of going in and out. My throat hurts really bad. It's like super itchy. So this might be hard for my voice to get through. I apologize. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with this week's video. So Tyler is at it with his Spanish phrase of the day. He says, "Que calor," to Casanio. And Casanio's like, what? After what we just went through with what Mackenzie said? No, it actually just means so hot in Spanish. Like, oh, so hot. Which I guess Casanio could have also taken the wrong way, especially from Tyler, but thankfully he's cool about it. Jade's mom calls to let Jade know that Chloe's having problems at school. She flipped off her teacher in class. Jade's response? At least she wasn't dropping F-bombs and cursing. Yeah, given the environment she came from, I actually am surprised that it wasn't worse. Mackenzie is still reeling from yesterday. I felt worse after that apology. At least I got it off my chest though. Meanwhile, Cheyenne says, I feel like I need to give some people grace. I want to put this to rest. But conveniently, before she can do that, Kayla arrives. Cheyenne hugs her, very friendly, and Kayla says that them two have been friends since the last reunion. Hi, I'm Kayla. My boyfriend Ryan is coming a little later. He had a CDL and he's out trucking. Me and Ryan dated in high school and we're giving it another try. Our relationship is not strong right now. We're on our last straw, actually. He avoids issues. When the man you cheated for is trash too. That sucks. So Kayla seems to be friends with everyone. She is greeted very warmly with many hugs. And Mackenzie, of course, witnesses this and is like, wow, no one did that for me. And the difference is pretty obvious, I have to say. I'd be hurt too watching all that. I think everyone thought that they'd be perceived as racist for even associating with Mackenzie. And they didn't want to lose their brand deals. Ashley was right about one thing. When these people gang up on you, they really all join in. It's a very sheep-like herd mentality. Kayla introduces herself to Mackenzie, but in her confessional, Mackenzie basically pulls a Mariah Carey. I don't know her. I don't remember seeing her. Kayla, how are you and Luke? Me and Luke co-parent better now. Good one week, bad the next. He doesn't love that I'm with Ryan. In fact, I didn't tell him that I was coming here with Ryan because I figured maybe he wouldn't want to watch the kids. Yeah, that's a great plan. Let him find out now and get mad while he's watching them. I cheated on Luke with Ryan, so there's a lot of distrust within me and Ryan's relationship. And then Kayla's so-called best friend Cheyenne drops some tea. She's like, Ryan cheated on his girlfriend with her too, you know. Oh, thanks, Cheyenne. Does your mean girl ass have any other tea that we don't know about your friend? Mackenzie meets up with Kayla again. She asks Kayla, and kind of rudely, I have to admit, so, where's your man? And is Young and Pregnant still on the air? Oh, he's on a work trip. He'll be here soon. And no, it's not on the air anymore. You know, I actually do remember who you are, Kayla. I think it just took Mackenzie a while to differentiate Facetune Kayla from real life Kayla. I mean, can you blame her? Like, if this was all I ever saw of Kayla, I wouldn't recognize her in person either. Yeah, no, I remember you. I think we argued online once. And Kayla gives the most awkward laugh I've ever heard in my life.
I think maybe we argued online once. Apparently.
So I didn't even know about this minor beef. Apparently, Kayla said on the show Girls Night In, when Mackenzie came on screen, of course we're gonna start with the boring one. And Mackenzie tweeted, I don't know who or what Young and Pregnant is, but apparently they be hating. And Kayla responded, ma'am, calling you boring isn't hating. At your age, it should be a compliment. At 30, I pray my storyline has calmed down and I get called boring. So, a few thoughts here. One, bold move, thinking that you're gonna have a storyline and a show still at age 30. I think that train kind of left the station. Two, I do think Mackenzie was being overly sensitive here. She needs to just be like Chelsea and embrace the fact that she's boring. Not everybody is made for reality TV. And in fact, the most entertaining cast members, Janelle and Farrah, are the worst people in real life. But at the same time, I do see Mackenzie's point that Kayla said it in a very hostile, mean girl way, like it was meant to be an insult. Especially given that Mackenzie's position on the show is very shaky. She probably just doesn't want MTV hearing that she's boring and firing her ass again. Kayla says, we did think that some parts of your show were boring. Since we were so young, our show had a lot to talk about. And then Mackenzie says, so why isn't your show still going? Ooh, she can throw some shade too. I don't know. And then her confessional, Kayla says, I'm gonna have to bite my tongue. I'm not here for drama. Mackenzie in her confessional says, I came in and I tried, okay? Yeah, let's be real, Mackenzie. That wasn't trying to be friendly. You were being shady. It's okay. Everyone goes outside to do a ropes course except for Kayla. And I swear I've seen this scene already, like possibly twice in the last seasons of Family Reunion. Like down to everyone saying the same things, especially Corey. It's okay though, you can only get clearance for so many activities, I guess. They decide to do the challenge girls versus boys, which like, I'm sorry, but for adults doing a very physical activity, should you really be doing girls versus boys? Like, you're kind of just setting yourself up for failure. Am I a giant sexist? I don't know. Mackenzie goes against Casanio. He wins. Corey wins against Taylor. Zach wins against Caitlyn. Jade shakes the rope when Sean goes, and he still beats Cheyenne. And Tyler beats Jade. Yeah, boys versus girls. This was a great idea, guys. The only girl to win is Macy, and she hurts herself in the process. She says, I bursted a kidney! My ribs hurt! I think those are in like 2 different places. Either way, she's okay in the end, but she's very sore. After the obstacle course, Mackenzie is missing no chances to throw shade. She's like, Kayla's man's still not here. That's weird. Jade goes up and talks to Kayla about Ryan. Yeah, I don't know where our relationship is headed. Like, are you gonna make me your wife or not? Bitch, I gotta tell you something actually. I'm pregnant. Only my mom and Ryan know. And me and Ryan have barely talked much about it. We're not in any position to bring a kid into this world. He already has a son, and I have 2 kids. And like, I knew him since we were young, and when he found out that I'm pregnant, he was still like, no. Kayla. Girl, I want to root for her so bad. But this is her 4th accidental pregnancy that we know of. Like, you haven't figured out by now that sperm makes babies? Jade says people are gonna find out when they see you not drinking. Ryan finally arrives. See, I do have a man. First thing she says to him is, I stink, I'm sweaty. And he says, yeah, you musty. I'm here late because not only was I working, but Kayla and I also didn't want to fly together because of all the problems we're going through at home. Can't sit next to each other on a plane, but made a baby. Cheyenne notes that they have weird body language. Ryan says, I don't know if I'm even ready to be next to Kayla at this point. I mean, like you said, she is musty. Maybe she just stank. Everyone greets Ryan. Corey gives him a shot, and another shot, and another shot. Cheyenne says maybe he should focus on Kayla instead of those shots. Kayla continues talking with Jade. Yeah, me and Ryan are just not on good terms. As for my pregnancy, we still don't know the decision that we're gonna make. So I really don't want people knowing yet. Girl, you already killed one of the babies. Another one you're thinking of doing now? She didn't end up doing it, thankfully. She did give birth recently, but like, that kid is gonna hear this one day. And then Jade's dumbass says, we can trust Cheyenne with secrets. So Kayla tells Cheyenne that she's pregnant too. And very shortly after, Kayla's leaving the room saying no when Corey offers her a shot, so Corey wonders why she's not drinking. And now, admittedly, Ryan is the first one to actually say, well, technically Kayla can't drink. Corey's not really paying attention. He's only really ever listening to himself. Like, Corey is just stupid enough that might have slipped past him. Might have, had it not been for Cheyenne. You know, Cheyenne, who we can trust with a secret. She sees that Corey doesn't immediately get it, so she says, think about it, Corey. Why can't you drink if you're a female? You got 3 chances to guess, Corey. Bruh. Cheyenne spilled that tea, like, right away, when Kayla specifically said she did not want people knowing yet, because she wasn't sure if she was even gonna have the baby. By the way, it still takes Corey like a solid 30 seconds to understand what Cheyenne is saying, but he does eventually get it. Ryan says, I'm not a secretive person, I just had to spill it. And then, I cannot believe this, Cheyenne comes up to Kayla and says, you know, Ryan is like telling people that you're pregnant. You sneaky little bitch! Telling Kayla that as if you yourself were not a very active part of that conversation. Cheyenne is really trying to be like the Regina George of this reunion. It is so weird. Kayla says, I'm upset with Ryan. He doesn't open up with me, but he opens up with strangers. Macy and Taylor announce that they have to leave the reunion early because they don't have childcare for the next week. Nah, they were just over this shit. I refuse to believe that two people that rich don't have some kind of nanny. Plus, I hear that there's a certain recently unemployed nanny with an opening spot if you guys really need one. I hear she's willing to travel. Corey asks Taylor, what do you guys want to accomplish before you leave? Packing. Yeah, they're over it. Next, the men do a workshop with ice baths. This is about keeping your cool when conflict comes up, so they all get in the ice bath. Tyler, what is a time that you've needed to keep your cool? When Kate has her panic attacks, I try to be the fixer, the caretaker. Now I'm like, you know what to do, it's up to you. I believe in the power of internal healing. Blah, 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 blah. And then Taylor says, this is freezing. And here's Tyler's long, drawn-out answer. I really wish he would shut up. Casanio reveals that he's been married before and got divorced. He says, I grew from that. But even in my last marriage, we were able to have hard conversations without yelling. For Mackenzie, there was a lot of yelling in her last marriage. You know, at no point during this ice bath did I want to get out. It's the same with Mackenzie. I want to stick through it. So are you saying that dating Mackenzie is about as pleasant as being in an ice bath? Meanwhile, Dr. Mike hosts a hypnosis workshop for the women. Mackenzie says, this sounds satanic. I went to hypnosis shows and people were acting like fools. That'll never be me. I want you guys to write on this ball something that you want to release. Kayla? This baby? No, I'm kidding. She says self-doubt. And Macy basically steals the same answer. Cheyenne says control because she never lets Zach be the man. As they meditate, very relaxing scene by the way, Macy is in tears. Whether it's tears of joy knowing that she's getting the fuck out of here before everybody else, I don't know. Macy, what's going on? That was really calming and beautiful. I have no idea why I'm crying. I'm not overwhelmed. Mackenzie, what did you let go of during the hypnosis? My fear of death. I watched my mom take her last breath. My life fell apart after that. I fear that repeating itself. Taylor, upon hearing that, also starts crying. She says, my mom is alive, but my mom is my everything. I can't even imagine that happening. Cheyenne, in her confessional, says, I hope Mackenzie has support. We have our differences, but I wish her the best of luck. That's nice, but in real time, just look at Cheyenne's body language. Stony-faced, arms crossed, like, can we get this over with? Just compare that reaction to like Taylor, who actually has genuine empathy for Mackenzie. Next, Dr. Mike forces Cheyenne and Mackenzie to face each other. Even if you don't want to have each other in your life, you'll always be connected as moms. There's a lot of moms out there in the world. They don't have to all be friends. Cheyenne, what do you see here? What have you learned from her? Cheyenne says, this is really forced right now and inauthentic. And I'll give her that. She is not wrong. This is very clearly producer forced. We know Cheyenne isn't budging on this. You might as well just leave it alone. So, you've decided that it's over, Cheyenne? No, I just don't need anything from her. Caitlin says, I see what Dr. Mike is trying to do, but he doesn't understand the severity of this. Dr. Mike says, it seems like you really don't like her. No, I don't. Didn't have to be a doctor to see that. And that is all for this episode of Teen Mom Family Reunion. What do we think of Kayla? Do we think it was smart getting pregnant again? What do we think of her and Ryan's relationship so far? What do we think of Cheyenne trying to be Regina George? Make sure to leave a comment down below and make sure to subscribe for more Teen Mom recaps every week.